Super Bowl champions 2024, Super Bowl 59. Oh, it's so exciting. Truly, it is so exciting to be on top again and win a second Super Bowl. Just adjusting our camera here. Yeah, one awesome game. I mean, I truly could have been a better game. I think we all know that. I think it definitely could have been a more interesting game if the Chiefs had decided to show up to play. But, that being said, a win is a win, and I am thrilled that the Birds came out on top. While some folks get here, I'm just going to do a little cleaning of my tool rest because I let it get kind of nasty on the last stream. We had a little bit of a CA glue slinging all over the place kind of situation. So I'm just going to try and take a little solvent to it while we wait for some folks to get here. We're going to do an Artemis tonight, and we are not going to be doing all of the drilling and gluing, mostly because I'm very tired. And I kind of have a very sore foot today, so I didn't want to bail on you guys, but I also feel like keeping the stream a little on the short side tonight is beneficial. It'll really help me get back off of this foot. So, that being said, this is our blank for tonight, which from the outside, looks just okay. But, look at that tight swirl. Look how nice that looks. So I'm very excited about this blank. My sister Savannah cast this many months ago. And I think just because the outside looked so uninteresting, they didn't sell. Maybe we didn't photograph them good enough. Maybe I didn't... hey, Kevin, thank you. Maybe I didn't photograph them good enough. Maybe we didn't talk them up enough. But for whatever reason, she offered them as a special. It's an unnamed mix. It was an experiment, and I'm really excited about that. That is a very promising swirl on that quote-unquote end grain of the blank. It's not really end grain, but you know what I mean. So, gonna get our mandrels here and get that. That's the wrong mandrels. Doy. I'm over here trying to put Apollo mandrels in an Artemis kit. That's very silly of me. Let me find my Artemis mandrels real quick. I might have put them away. Oh, wait. Is this it? Nope. Did I put them away? That's crazy. Me putting something away? That's wild. So, let's see if they're in here. No, they're not. That's weird. So they're still out somewhere. Give me 1 second to find those, folks. Oh, yep. It's like they probably got shoved in a corner. And in fact, they did. They got shoved in a corner. With everything else that went to and from Arizona this weekend. I spent the weekend in Phoenix, Arizona, or just outside Phoenix, Arizona. We're gonna screw that on now. At Turner's Warehouse. My friends at Turner's Warehouse had an open house, and sorry, that mandrel jumped off the bench. Yeah, the lovely folks over at Turner's Warehouse had a great open house this weekend. We had such an amazing time. If you go over to the Turner's TV channel, you'll be able to find the live streams from that, which include myself as well as Jim Godoy from Cocoon. Oh, thank you for watching that, Kevin. Jim from Cocoon did a live. Zach Higgins from Resinworks, as well as Emily Ford from She Turns Wood. So it was a really good group, really fun. We had a great time. And, oh, hey, Brian, what's up? And, yeah, just, it was a really fun weekend. Chad and Amy and Carrie and Mike and the rest of the team at Turner's are just really awesome people. And we just had a really fun time. And it's nice that they were willing and excited to invite other makers, other folks there. The Cocoon folks and I both set up a table and got to sell some blanks, and I sold some kits to the local Phoenix folks and got to meet a lot of people in person that I hadn't met before and had only interacted with online. So it was really cool. It was a really, really great weekend. After we turn, I'll show you some of my goodies that I brought back that I'm pretty excited about. So with that being said, let's go ahead and switch the camera around. Actually, let me put this away first. Sorry. Sorry, I still have the 12-inch tool rest out from the last live, so I wanted to put that away real quick. All right, so let me go ahead and switch that. Ooh, hey, look, you're looking at the side of the bandsaw. All right, beautiful. Let's see. Let's get this a little closer. I know. One of these days, I'm just going to have cameras, set up where I can just switch the feed. That's what Chad had. He had multiple cameras and a switcher. And I was like, damn. I'm really behind the times. So just want to adjust this real quick. Get up a little closer to this blank. So, yeah, hopefully you guys can see that nice. I think that'll be good. We're going to be spinning at about 3,000 RPM tonight. And we're starting with a round carbide cutter. I needed my ribbon wrangler. You guys are making me jealous in the chat. I am very upset that I won't be at Mid-Atlantic this year. And for those who might be watching and don't know what we're talking about, the Mid-Atlantic Turners Expo, aka MATE, is coming up in a few weeks. And now that we've turned the side off of that, holy cow, do you guys see these swirls? These swirls are awesome. Yeah, dude, this blank is sick. I'm really stoked about it. Yeah, when these didn't sell on the Facebook group, I saved them all for myself, and I'm really happy I did. Look at that. Damn. And chase it a little bit more. Wow. We're going to switch over to a square cutter. Good grief, guys. Yeah, I'm obsessed with that. Shoot. That is slick right there. Get that cleaned up a little so we can see what we're doing. I just got to take a tiny, tiny bit more off of there because of the little dimple from the live center. Yep, a little more. There we go. Now I just got to clean it up. Damn. I'm really, really happy with that blank. That is awesome sauce. Oh, I got strings everywhere. I'm gonna have to figure out a better system for dust collection, because I don't run the dust collector when we do the live because it's too loud. But then I get ribbons everywhere. And that's not really cool either. So I'm pretty sure that this is 400. It feels like 400. So we're just going to give this a very quick we're just kind of smoothing any little lumpies and bumpies, and mostly I want to clean up this end. And I agree with you, Brian, this should have sold. But truly, shame on you guys. I'm just kidding. I think I have a couple more of these laying around, but after seeing it, you might have to pry them out of my cold, dead hands, you know what I mean? Like, I know I'm supposed to prioritize you guys, but damn, you had your shot. I'm just kidding. We'll see. If I can scrounge up the other ones, maybe you guys will see them as a special. Either that, or I'm gonna have to have Savannah figure out how she did this, because, like holy crap, that's insane. I will say that when I glued this up, I got a lot of schmutz down here near the threads, so I'm gonna have to clean that up too. But we can handle that after polishing. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, probably want to clean it up before polishing. See all that? I just didn't do a good job cleaning it up, or wiping it while it was still. God, look at that. Wiping that while it was, before it was cured. So let's see. Let's get a blade going. Pardon me while I grab a fresh blade. And even though I sell a knife kit, I use a plastic one at the lathe, because I was using one of my nice ones that I had turned, and I kept getting it nasty from all the dust and the dirt and the epoxy, and I was like, you know what? That's going to be the one on my desk. You know what? A matte finish might look good on this blank. You're right. Like, damn. Well, here's what we're going to do then. We'll take the body and we'll polish it all the way up. And then, if we think that it looked better matte, then we'll just knock it back down. And right now I am just trying to clean some of this off, because, man, it works a lot better if you just wipe it away before it cures. But Yeah, so this is one of those do as I say, not as I do kind of situations where you sort of have to, you know, yeah, definitely want to recommend that you wipe it away first. And you could also see that I didn't let the inner paint, because I definitely back painted this blank because I wasn't positive, since it's not one of our regular mixes, I wasn't really sure how opaque it was going to be. And so I back painted it, and then I definitely didn't let the paint dry long enough, so now you've got green epoxy squeeze out everywhere, which is just like kind of not the best look. Sorry, I bumped the camera. I'm focusing a little more on safely using this knife and a little less on the camera shot, so, forgive me. I'd rather not cut myself on live television, or live YouTube, as it were. Yeah, I got epoxy everywhere. This is stupid. What a mess I made. Sorry, I keep realizing I'm not in focus. This is silly. There it goes. Yeah. Safety third, right? I mean, safety first. I could also probably hit this with like a parting tool very gently, but I'm a little afraid of nicking the steel. Not that it would really hurt it, but with how nice this blank is looking, I don't really want to mess it up. Or like put unnecessary risk on it, but yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So let's just move this really quick, and we're going to try to very gently get a parting tool in there. I think I only have this big fat parting tool right now. I can't find my little one. That certainly looks better. It's not perfect by any means, but I can do more cleanup after the live, to be honest. You can always clean it up more after the live stream. But right now I'm just going to scrape this last little bit away, because I really don't want to like basically end up where I'm scratching it and I've already polished, because that's not ideal. Because like, God forbid I slip and like put a big gouge into this nice, beautiful blank. All right. I think that that's looking good. So let's go ahead and finish our polishing. And then we'll do what Brian said and see if it looked better when it was matte. Got a little bit of that green off that way too, so I might just be able to polish those threads with the with that green zone of paper, which is the slightly more coarse one. The only reason I'm not just immediately going for the matte on this is because I know it's got some sparkle to it. Because if you look at the cap, and I don't know if you'll really be able to catch it on the camera, but this does have quite a bit of sparkle in, I think, the white. Or maybe it's in the green, I don't know. Whoops. I dropped it. That's okay. No harm, no foul. Yeah, the sparkle's definitely in the green. Wow, that's looking so good. Oops. Alright. Let's give this a final drying. And then I do have a little bit of green still on those threads. Closer to where the closer to where it butted up against the mandrel. So I couldn't really get to those earlier. So let me just... I guess the good part about the paint kind of dyeing the epoxy green is that it makes it easier to see for cleaning it up. So, you know, always try to find the silver linings, guys. Oops, sorry. Bumped the camera. Yeah, so just give me one little tiny second to scrape the last of this off. Yeah, I think that looks good. Wowza. Check that out. Now, I will say Though I do think Brian's right about it being matte, but there's some really nice green sparkle going on in here that really makes me want to keep it the way it is, but we're going to go back down at least a couple of steps. Not all the way, but let's go halfway. So we'll go back to the pink. And I'm going to try and get up in here as well. Yeah, got a little more green off of that. So I think that's a good happy medium. Because it still lets that shimmer through, but oh, dude, I agree. The swirls really are sweet. Oh, look at all that swarf coming out of there from drilling. I must not have cleaned that real good. But yeah, dude, that is sick, man. Good call on the matte finish, Bri. So, here's the exciting part. The cap? Well, no, not quite yet, but this is actually a Damascus. I still have swarf in there. This is a Damascus engraved Artemis. Oh, and I so got green paint on it earlier. That's sucky. It's alright, it'll buff out. But yeah, can you guys see that? It's like too shiny. There you go. And I think those Damascus swirls will go really nicely with the swirl of this blank. So let's get the cap done. Now, oh gosh, I keep dropping this cap. All right. Now this cap also has quite a bit of squeeze out on it. Mostly right in there. So let me just get that real quick. So it'll be much easier to do now than it will be after we turn. So I'm just going to kind of run this blade that way to cut that epoxy, and then scrape it out. That's better. And I probably didn't need to back paint these. They're very opaque, so I might take some denatured alcohol and clean that paint out when we're done, at least off of this rim, because I don't want to really see that when you open the pen. And then before I engage this all the way, I am going to double check my cap depth. So here's a cap I just did. Okay. Yeah, I got some room, but not a lot. I don't have a lot of room. So here's what I'm going to do, because I really don't want to. I don't want to blow through the end of this, which I did a couple of weeks ago. So I'm going to grab a little offcut, and we're going to glue a little offcut onto there. Alright, so I just cut a little piece of whatever this is, pine, Douglas fir or something. And I'm just gonna, I'm gonna clean the CA off, because gross. Just gonna give it a wee. And then boink. And then beautiful. I'm going to spray this side because I definitely put way too much CA on and cut way too big of a piece, but that's okay. You guys won't tell anybody, right? Yeah. This, I definitely didn't clean up this bottle after the last run. Treat your CA nice and it'll treat you nice, you know what I mean, guys? So, this little sacrificial piece should... This is doing to me. Hold 1 second. There we go. This is bending the blank. That is weird, and I don't like that. Let's see if that works any better. That looks better. Okay. So we're gonna start by getting this big thing round. All right, that's better. I'm going to take this down a little bit more. That's awesome. So just real quick, I'm going to put some calipers on the finished body. Alright, so, let me switch that to millimeters. Alright, try it again. That doesn't sound right. Oh, hey, there's your problem. Okay, so 14 and a half, which means I want this at about 15 and a half. That's not a hard rule, it's just the proportions I like. So, sorry that this is facing away from you. Right now we are at 19. So we got a little ways to go. So now I'm just going to bring this to 15 and a half-ish. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm just going to keep checking, see how close we are. And I'm actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to go up to 16. Because that's when I'm going to want to switch my tool. And we are darn close there, so I think I am going to switch. And then I'll just bump this down to that 15 and a half. Gonna go a little more. So let's see how far we have to go. So we're at 15.98. Sorry, I'm reading the comments. Oh, we got another machinist in the chat. And I agree with you that that turning wood is definitely a little more artistic than machining metal. But I gotta be honest, people that machine metal and are really, really good at it, those are definitely artists. I mean, it's not what I can do. But I guess that, starts the debate of art versus craft versus skill versus talent, you know? And to be honest, you might not be machining anymore full time, but you're still a machinist. It's still a skill that lives in you. Yeah, Brian, I was using your bushings 2 weeks ago on the hempwood blank that we did on a professor kit. All right, I think we're just about there and ready to polish. We're there on that end. We're a little fat in the middle, so I'm going to just shave the middle off just a tiny, tiny bit. I don't mind it being a little thinner on the end. Now let's get rid of this. Well, I am pretty darn happy with that. But I will say that little jumping that we saw on the, when I engaged the tailstock, definitely was still happening, and I love that little very slight lip between the cap and the body. So I'm gonna just scrape the paint here with the knife, then we can go ahead and polish. Because I don't like that paint on the edge. So now that that's cleaned up, I'm actually going to take the alcohol and wipe that out now, while we have it off the mandrel and everything. So I'm going to see if the isopropyl alcohol will take it off, and if not, we'll get out the acetone or the denaging stuff. But I'm just going to get up in there with my fingernail and try and remove that excess paint. Yeah, that's definitely better. And get a little fresh spot. I got a lot of it out, but there's still plenty in there. It's kind of annoying. Let me see if I can keep working it. Yeah, that looks so much cleaner without the paint in there. I think that's an excellent start. And once again, I can just really, really work on that when when I'm off the live stream. We do have a bit of a wobble in this, and I don't love it. See if you guys can see it. Yeah, I'm not thrilled about that, and that's because of that piece I put on the end. Not seating, or I don't know if it was the grain kind of making it bend a little. I'm not sure, but it's not making me super, super happy. We're really even on the mandrel itself. It's just down here on this end we got quite a wobble. And it's probably at this point too thin to it's probably too thin to try and get out. So I think we're gonna have to live with it. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it looks after we polish it. Got all ribbons on the paper. So I think that the lesson here is trust your first instinct. I should have re-glued that piece. And I didn't because I was on the live stream. And I didn't want to make you guys wait while I re-glued it or while I put a new piece on or anything like that. But let that be a lesson that if you're not happy with it, don't be afraid to do it again. I let these get really dirty. And try and soften this corner while I've got this rough, not rough, but the lowest grit of the Zona paper. Man, that's jumping around like crazy. I don't know if you guys can see that. Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate you stopping by. And I'll definitely be posting photos of this in the Bullseye Blank Drops and community group. So, fear not. Let me just get a new piece of paper towel here. And because I want this to match the other one, I'm going to go through all the Zona papers and then come back to that pink one. That way it matches perfectly. Might be overkill, but might not be. Oh, you know what? You're so right. That's totally what it was. I should have trued it up before putting that spacer on. Is that what you mean, Brian? That's how I read that. That's starting to look beautiful. There's just swarf everywhere. And I don't like it on my sandpapers while I'm trying to polish. Alright, and back to pink. So I'll probably get a Q-tip or a toothpick or something and get in there to get the rest of that green out, but... Man, look at them swirls. That looks lined up. Let's see. Yeah. Man, this is... I'm trying to figure out which is the alignment. It looks like it's that one. You can see that line right there. It goes across. But because this is a little bigger, it's a little hard to tell, but dang, guys. That might be one of the best ones yet. And it's almost Eagles colors. Actually, you know what? This might be our Fly Eagles Fly mix, just with the wrong proportions. Now that I'm looking at it, I think this is the Fly Eagles Fly mix. Because I see the white, I see the silver, I see the black, and I see the green. So, I think this might have been just a slightly oddly proportioned version of that mix. Which makes it even more perfect. I just grabbed it because it was green, but I do actually think now that I'm looking at it that that's what it is. Which makes it easy to recreate. But heck yeah. The swirls are tight. that toit. Well, thank you guys for joining me once again for this Damascus engraved Artemis fountain pen to celebrate a beautiful Birds victory in the Super Bowl yesterday. Hug your Chiefs friends. Apologize to them for me. And, yeah, go Birds. See you guys next week.